All right. So thank you guys so much for hopping on this call tonight. I totally appreciate you taking the time out of your busy lives to be here and just making it a priority. Probably going to be about 45 minutes is my goal. And I'm Stephanie, by the way, Stephanie Oliveira. So I may be your upline coach. Allison is going to be on later. She may be your coach. So we're kind of all we work together as a team. So know that like, no matter who your coach is, there's always people to help you and help you lead the way. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. I have some slides to show just to kind of help you guys along the way. There is a chat box that you probably can see. If you guys have questions, feel free to put them in there. If at any time I ask if there's questions, you can actually unmute yourself and just ask away. Don't be shy. Okay, so my team is Diamond Dream Catchers. Allison's is Ignited Nation. There's all, like I said, different types of teams. So we're here to just all work together. So tonight is new coach training. So welcome if you are new to this team. Thank you for being here. It's super exciting. It can be overwhelming, scary, nerve-wracking. Like, what did I sign up for when you're new? So just know that like all those emotions and feelings are completely normal. And we're here to just help you lead the way. And like one tip I can just kind of give you is just from past experience, from myself and my coaches that have gone different ways of. Some will like Google everything and try to learn everything, and they'll look up like how to be a good coach, and like they get overwhelmed. And so our goal is to kind of just keep you focused and laser into like where you should go and what you should do so that you don't feel like you're overwhelmed. It's going to be a lot of information at first because this is new. You're starting your own business. It's like starting a new job. It's like anything else when it's new. There's a learning curve. So just know that you're going to hear things and you're going to keep hearing the same things over and over. And then just like everything else in life, things will start to click. So just take notes, like write things down. If things don't make sense as I'm talking about them, just write them down. Any questions you have, and we're always here to help with that. So just kind of take what we give you as a guideline so that you can get started, so that we can just kind of keep your blinders on and don't be like Googling things, going on YouTube, because it can be super overwhelming with all the different trainings that are out there, because there are a lot of trainings. So I'm just going to kind of go through some simple resources tonight, a new coach checklist that will kind of just give you, like a little thing that you can check off to say, okay, I'm doing this and doing this as a new coach. How to kind of share your story with you if you haven't done that yet as a new coach. We're going to talk about your why and a couple other things, and we're going to try to keep it at about 45 minutes. And then I'll give you some homework. So I'll actually, in a minute, exit this, and I'll go into the Coach Online Office. I just want to give you guys a brief kind of overview of how to log in, because sometimes that's like we say log into your online office or log into your coach office, and people don't even know what that is. So even if you want to screenshot this right here or just write it down as I go along, just maybe you're so brand new. I have a coach that started today, so if you haven't logged into your online office yet, it can be a little overwhelming at first. So I'm just going to give you a few starting points to start with. So let me do this and then get to... Okay, so you're going to go to teambeachbody.com and you're going to see this here. You're going to log in. So it should say welcome in your name once you're logged in. Over here on the right, it says coach and then coach office. So your coach office is basically like where everything is held. It's where you see your customers. It's where you see everything, all your trainings. And this is a new platform here that we all started learning in December. So we're still all learning it. Again, there's a learning curve. So you'll see your coach ID. You want to always know what that is. Like have that in your phone, like in your notes, so you can copy and paste it when you need it. If you go over here to the right, it says training. And if you click on that, then it is, I can't remember if it's getting started or training library. I'll show you. Let's see. I think it's training library. It was on my next slide. But Let's see. Oh no, I think it might be business training. Once I remember which one it is, I will. Okay, so yes. So you go to training, and then it was training library. You're going to scroll down, and getting started for new coaches. So if you click on that and scroll down, just kind of briefly look into these things. The first 30 business quick start guide, it's just going to have simple things like your coach's information. Just take a look at that. And then if you scroll down a little, coach office overview is a video of that you watched of how to navigate through the back office. So that's definitely something you want to look into. So for now, just get started with those things. So it's training, and then the library, and then getting started for new coaches. So just take a look at that. And maybe I'll show you as well while I have you here. If you're brand new, you need to put your bank account in so that when you get paid, you get it into your account, because if not, they send you a check, it takes forever, and they charge you a fee. So you go to monitor my business at the top, you click on that, and then down here on the right, my EFT management. Click on that, and then you just put in your, you choose bank account, whatever your bank is, and you put in your checking account information. It's super simple. So those are the two most important things, is learning how to look at your back office and putting in your bank account. Okay, so that is resources. So again, you click trainings, training library, and then getting started for new coaches. And then coach office overview is the video that shows you kind of just how to go through the office, set up your websites, set up your profile, things like that. And don't go crazy with photos and all that. Just have a profile picture, super general. You don't have to go crazy with it. So again, these are just important resources to have. This is a manual that is in the files of the group that you're in. It's like a 20-page manual that we're going to be going over a lot of it, but this is just one of the resources. Know your coach ID, your sponsors information, and then your websites. And now, since this has been made, there's apps that you can use that make it even easier for people to buy things from you. And then it's always important to have coach relations and customer service. So if your customer needs something, I have this in my phone as Beachbody customer service and the 1-800 number. And then I have coach relations. So that's if you have questions yourself. You can always Google everything. When I want a live chat with Beachbody, I just Google Beachbody live chat and it comes up. You can Google everything, Beachbody, and then whatever the question is, and it'll always come up. So definitely be resourceful, because everything is in Google. So this is the new coach checklist. Again, that is in that manual that you will have access to, but just something to briefly look over. Having your Shakeology on Home Direct, because we're going to talk about, being a product of the product. Drinking Shakeology and working out is now your job, which is pretty cool. Creating your profiles, going over the online office, getting organized. I always tell my coaches, get a binder and a notebook, just so you can, a 3-ring binder. So if you have things, you want to print them out, they're all in one spot. So you feel somewhat organized, because things can get, you do get a lot of trainings and things. People will say, oh, you can print this out, or have it Google Drive is awesome. Everything's in one place. It's free. And that's a great way to keep organized as well. Starting a coach training, which you're in right now, and then just things like using the products. So this is pretty simple, straightforward, but it's a great place to get started, just to make sure, over the next week or so, just checking these off to make sure you're doing these things. The National Wake Up Call is on Mondays, which is a national call that a top coach speaks on. And it's pretty cool, because once you hit diamond and above and you advance rank, they'll say your name when you advance rank. And they now do it live on Facebook Live. So it's pretty cool, because you can actually see the coach talking, and they interview them, and they are gold, because you learn so much from coaches in the past that have their past experience and what has worked for them and what's working now. So the one I just listened to last week was Bonnie Engel, and she talked about Instagram, and it was awesome. So it's really a great resource to have. And it's good to keep up to date on those each week. It's just about, they're about 30 minutes long. Okay, so first, talking about your why. So your why is going to be basically your vision and why you're doing this. You have to know why you're doing this to drive you to work when things are hard, when it's a business. So it's not like there's going to be days that are harder than others. And your why may be whatever it was that excited you first when you heard like, okay, maybe I'll try this coaching thing. Like, what was it that excited you about saying like, yeah, I'll hear more information. Was it like a financial thing? Was it a physical thing? Maybe you just wanted to be a better version of yourself. This why is going to change over time, because as you grow, as your business grows, your why will change. For me, it was like, I started this business not thinking I'd be running a business. I did it to just focus on my own health and be my best version of me. And once that happened and I got to a place that I was comfortable and happy in my own skin, then it turned into more of a financial thing to pay off some debt. And once I hit that goal of paying off debt, then it was like, okay, maybe this can be more financially. Maybe I can, run my own business one day. And now that I do that, I have new goals. And so your why is always going to be changing as you grow. So just know, like, whatever your why is, don't compare your why to anyone else. Your why is so personal to you, and it's going to be what excites you to actually want to work your business. So just think about, like, what is it? Like, if you were like, oh my God, this would be so cool if I could wear a bikini for the first time. That's what my why was. I wanted to wear a bikini for the first time in my life at age 33 and feel comfortable in my own skin at the beach. Like, that was my why. So think about, like, what would make you so excited? Then it was like, oh my gosh, what if I could make $500 a week? What if I could make $1,000 a week? And I just kept growing and thinking, like, what really excites me? Because there's going to be days that are hard. There's going to be days that you're like, oh my gosh, is this for me? No one wants to join my team, or nobody wants to do this. Like, what am I doing wrong? And you're not doing anything wrong. It's completely normal and human nature for you to ask somebody something and them to not be ready to commit right away, right? It's natural. So you just have to trust the process, and the whole way, just remember, like, okay, why am I doing this? So for me, like, when there's a day you don't want to work, or there's something that you feel like you should do, but you don't want to, and you think, okay, what's more important to me? Like, my why today is that I want this out of this business. I want it that bad that, like, I'm going to, sit down and get my work done today. So just really think about, like, what it is that is important to you. Is it a physical thing? Is it a financial thing? Maybe your family's really strapped for cash and you're like, if I could pay my car payment every month right now, that would really help my family. So just really dig deep. And everybody wants to, help people, because that's what we do in this business. But it has to be something that's really personal to you on the inside. Maybe it's so that you can be home with your baby because you have to go to work and you don't get to be with him or her all day. Maybe it's that you want to go on field trips with your kids. Maybe it's that you want to pay for your wedding in cash, and if you don't have that money, you can't have your dream wedding. Like, so whatever it is, it's personal to you. Write that down. Just even right now, if you're starting to think of things like, why do you want to do this business? What excites you? Write some things down, and then part of your homework will be, like, really focusing on this. But having this somewhere you see every day is super important. Whether it's next to your computer, or maybe it's like a backdrop on your phone where there's just one part of it that excites you, so that, like, when you see it, it's always in the back of your mind. Like, when your mind sees things, it's like putting it into your subconscious. So, like, just seeing that all the time, something that you can read every morning and just, put you in that place, because you can, get sidetracked and think, today's hard, today's overwhelming, I don't want to work out today, I just want to eat pizza and I don't care about salad. There's things that are going to there's hard days. It's going to be normal. But you have to have that little piece that pulls you back in. So that's really what your why is going to be. And really thinking about, like, short-term and long-term. So for me, it was like, okay, just by summer, I became a coach in January. By summer, I wanted to wear a bikini. So, like, that was my short-term goal. 6-month goals, 3 to 6 month. Think physical goals. Think financial goals. 3 to 6 months. And you want them to be attainable, like, not like so out there. Like, you're not going to say, okay, within 6 months, I want to be making, 6 figures. And you're not going to say, in a month, I want to be down 50 pounds. So they have to be realistic. time bound so that you have, it makes sense in that amount of time. Measurable. So for example, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to be able to do 10 push-ups. I want to be able to make $300 a week. So something that you can actually measure so that as time goes on, you can see if you're hitting your goals, if you're working towards them. Don't just say like, oh, I want to lose weight or I want to get stronger. Those are too general. You want to be more specific. So think of short term, 3 months, I would say would be best for short term, and then long term, a year. Of course, we can go longer than long term can be up to 5 years, but you really want it to be something that is close enough that you're like, oh my gosh, if a year from now I was this, that would make me so happy. If a year from now my family had this much more money, it would be life-changing for us. So like dream big here. You want it to be achievable, but you want to push yourself out of your comfort zone, because you're going to learn along the way that like when you fail, you're only like failing forward and you're growing from that. So sure, you may say in 3 months, you want to be down 20 pounds and you work your ass off and you work really hard and maybe you only lose 16. But if you had said, okay, I'm going to kind of make it safe for myself and I want to lose 10 pounds, then you wouldn't have lost 16. You would lose 8 or 9 because your goal is going to push you harder. So really try to set your goal farther out. If you're like, oh, I'd love to be able to make $1,000 a week. Maybe you push yourself and you're like, but like $1,200 a week would be like crazy. Or maybe there's like your mortgage is in your mind and you're like, if I could just pay my mortgage, that would be like amazing for my family. So just think of like, think of what would be awesome and then maybe push yourself a little bit more to make yourself dream big, because anything is possible here. You can do whatever you want. Unfortunately, it's just our self-doubt and limiting beliefs that hold us back. So just keep those in mind as well when you're doing your why. So your story is something we're going to be talking about all the time. Your story is always changing, but it's super, super important to start learning what your story is. And whether you have just become a coach or you've been coaching for a little while, or you just started using the products, or you've been using them for a little while, regardless, you have a story. So like before I was a coach, I had 20 years of emotional roller coaster eating, like the up and down, tried everything, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, diet pills, not eating, like everything. That was my story because for 20 years, that's what I did. So you have to think about like, who were you before Beachbody? You're not just a Beachbody coach. You are who you are. So think about who you were before Beachbody. Were you struggling physically, financially, mentally, emotionally? And you could be all of those things. I know for me, it was probably all of them wrapped up into one, because I feel like they do all kind of connect with one another. Were you feeling sluggish? Were you feeling frustrated? Were you disappointed in yourself? Like when you couldn't put on jeans that fit you 3 months before? Were you tired all the time? Were you lying awake at night thinking, how are you going to pay the bills? Were you thinking on Mondays, I hate my job and I don't want to go? Were you hoping for Friday every day, waiting for the weekend? Think about those things of who you were before Beachbody. And everyone's why is different. Everyone's reason for coaching is different. So it may not be financial for you. It may be physical. It may be emotional. So whatever your story is personal to you. So again, I don't care if you don't have to lose weight. You don't have to worry about that. Like it's not, some people think that because they don't need to lose weight that they don't have like a story, because coaching has to do with getting people losing weight. But it's about being your best version of yourself and being healthy. There are so many coaches that are blessed to, including myself, lose the weight that they've been trying to for their whole life. And now they're at a good place. And now my goal is to be as healthy as I can be. I don't continue to drink Shakeology and work out to lose weight. I'm doing it to be the best version of myself. And so who were you before Beachbody? Write those things down as I'm talking. Were you, was it physical? Was it financial? Was it mental? Maybe you struggle with certain diseases. Maybe you struggle with infertility. Whatever makes you who you are and things that you struggle with, write those down, because those are the things that people are going to connect with you. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you who you are. And when you talk about those things, that's what people will read and say, oh, she gets where I'm at. She's going through the same thing I've been through. And that's why people connect with different coaches. People come to me if they've, struggled with their weight for their whole life, because I've been through that. There are people that don't need to lose weight and they want to get stronger. So there are people that are going to connect with that girl. There are girls that have been going through infertility, diabetes, PCOS. They talk about it, and those are the people that they're going to connect with, because that's who they can help. That's what this business is about. It's about finding people that you can help through your experiences that you've already been through. I truly feel like I came across coaching because I wanted to help people feel the way I felt. So I loved my job at the time of working with children, but when I became a better version of myself, I found a passion for helping women feel the same way I felt. So just write down, who were you before Beachbody? Why did you decide to use Beachbody as a platform to reach your goals? What did you choose to do? 21-day fix? Did you choose to do 80-day obsession? And what was it that excited you? The simple nutrition, the support. So many people don't have support. There isn't a shortage of purchasing things online. There's workouts like have been around forever. There's different nutrition plans. There's different shakes. There's tons of things on the market. So what was it that excited you about it? Because that's what's going to excite other people. And then how has this program helped you? Whether it's physical, mental, have you lost? I don't care if you've lost 2 pounds. You've lost 2 pounds that someone else would love to be down 2 pounds. Maybe you've been able to gain strength. Maybe mentally it's for you. There are people and coaches I know that, haven't had to be on anxiety meds and depression meds because they got into this healthy lifestyle, are more confident, and we're using working out as a way to get rid of anxiety and like that stress. So it can be anything. It doesn't need to be completely physical. Whatever it is that's helping you, whatever you have gotten out of your program, was it simple nutrition that you were like, oh, you know what? At first I didn't think it would be that simple because there's these containers and they look really small and I didn't think any food would fit in them, because I think that's probably what every coach thinks when they get them in the mail. But then you talk about what it is that you really love about it. And then why you decided to coach. So for me, it's easy for me to tell you guys for me, so I can kind of like tell you how I feel, and then you can kind of make it your own. For me, it was like, oh my gosh, I lost 30 pounds in 3 months and I hadn't been able to lose weight my whole life and keep it off. It was a sustained weight loss. And then I felt like I had this like new way of living life. I was confident, I was happy, and I wanted to just pay that forward to other women and be like, oh my gosh, how amazing does it feel inside right now? It would feel so great to make another girl feel this way. Like when people message me and they're like, oh my gosh, I haven't been able to wear these jeans since high school. Like when you get messages like that, that's what drives you every day to work. It's not always about the income. It's about what you're doing to change someone's life. So this is like a little, I can share this with you guys after the call. This is just a little template to use to get you thinking like, okay, how did I feel? How do I feel now that I'm using the products? Why did I decide to coach? And be honest, because you being honest, again, is what's going to connect you with other people. So when if you say like, you know what, I started this to be a better version of myself, and I'm already halfway to my weight loss goal, and now I'm so excited to help other women, and I want to help other women so that I can grow this bigger, and I want to be able to help my family financially. I want to be able to have more income in my life so that I have more freedom in my life, because finances aren't about necessarily what you can buy, but the freedom that they can provide. So for me, I can be home with my kids and I don't have to drive 3 hours to Boston anymore and work 14-hour days. And if I want to go on a field trip, I can. Or if I want to go out for lunch with my mom, I can. It's about being able to spend time with people you love and doing things that really make you happy. So talk about what it is that you are excited about, where this is going to go. Maybe it was, to lose 10 pounds, but now you want to make it into something more and say, oh, I would love to be able to pay for my car payment every month, because those are the things that are going to trigger people to think, oh, that would be awesome. Like, I'd love to lose 15 pounds, but then if I could make some side income and pay my car payment every month, that would be awesome. And when they see that you're doing it, they know that it's something that they could probably do as well. So these are just going to be, this is kind of like you coming out and saying like why you decide to coach, but then you're going to be sharing your story throughout your journey as a coach. So like, I'm always sharing my story. I'm always sharing where I've been, and it's always changing. I lost the original weight. Then I got pregnant, and then I wanted to have a healthy pregnancy. And then I gained 30 pounds pregnant. And then my goal was to lose the baby weight. And now I feel better than before I even had a baby, which I never thought would be possible because, you hear so many things about that your body's different and this and that. And some people just accept that. And if it wasn't for coaching and the products and support that I have, I know I would not be where I am today. And so that's something really exciting. And I want other girls to feel that way. So your drive is always changing. Your why is always changing, and your story is always changing. But the more you talk about it, the easier it's going to be. It's going to be scary as shit to start sharing stuff about yourself because you're talking about yourself. You're vulnerable. You're sharing pictures of yourself. It's stuff that is scary, but those are the things that people are going to relate to, and they're going to get when they see that picture of you and you're like, oh my gosh, this scares me to share this, but I know that if I can help just one girl, it's worth it. And that's what it's about. It's about helping other people. You have to remember that in the end, it's not about you. It's about who you can help. And so the more you start talking about your story and sharing your journey, that's when your business is going to grow. That's how my business grew. I just started drinking Shakeology, doing what I was supposed to do, sharing it on Facebook every day. I don't remember. I think I was just like, I'd share like a selfie with my shake, like at the time. And I didn't even know what I was doing. And I would share like a recipe. And then I was like, people were like, oh my gosh, what are you drinking? You look so great. You look confident. You look happy. And I was like, oh shit, I think I could like actually start making income from this. And that's how it grew. I just started sharing what I was doing and just being vulnerable and being open. And so that's really what it's all about. So the more you do it, it's like everything else, the more you do it, the little easier it gets. And you always have a ton of support. I will tell you this, the more scary it is to share something, the more love and support you're going to get from people because they're like, oh my gosh, she's so brave to have done that. Like, I wish I could do that. So you will get actually a ton of love and support, not only from your teammates, but from people that you don't even think are following you on social media will give you tons of love, which is awesome. I'm just going to see Allison just texted me. And Nikki, are you on here? I don't know if you are. You texted me if I started the meeting. Okay. Allie is still getting James down. Unless she's on here. I don't think so. Okay. So we're almost done. We're about half hour in, so that's good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is your list of 10. So this is for you. This is going to be part of your homework. So it's going to be like brainstorming, like who is the girl that like always supports you? Do you have a sister that always supports you? Is it your mom? Is it your coworker? Is it just like a person, a peer that you know? So like if you were opening a new shop, like a storefront, and you were like super excited about it, who would you tell? Like, who would you be like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I have this new store. I want you to come. This is opening day. Will you come and just support me and just love on me? And just, I would love it if you came up and showed up. So write these names down. Think about, even if you have to, go through your phone, go through your Facebook, but there should be probably at least 5 people that would like pop into your head. Like, and don't be thinking like more so wondering like what they would think. Just think of who would support you. People that if you were like, oh, I have a favor to ask, would you do this for me? Because normally sometimes we will ask you moving forward that you would ask this person for a favor. But what we're going to be doing is, because we have a What is Coaching event coming this Thursday night, which if you don't know what that is, if you're brand new, twice a month we run Facebook events. And it's a 1-hour event and it's live. And myself and usually like 5 other girls will talk about something for 5 minutes. And we will talk about the things that most people are nervous about with coaching, have questions about with coaching. Like I don't have enough time. So someone will talk about how like they fit it into their crazy schedule. So like for me, I was working 40 hours. I was working 15-hour days. I had 3-hour commutes, and I worked it in pockets of time. Now that I have a baby, I posted about it today. I literally still work it in pockets of time. So if you have 10 minutes here and there, I always say, like, if you can scroll through Facebook, you have time to run this business. And so we talk about something like that. Like, how much time does it take? So most people think, oh, but I'm not at my goal weight, so I need to get to my goal weight first, and then I'll start coaching, which is actually the complete opposite. So like for me, I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now when I started coaching, like legit. I wasn't even like a discount coach. I just started using the products and sharing it. Like I had no idea what I was doing at the time. Sharing your journey. It's just your story that I just talked about. You sharing it and asking people, I am doing this. I want you to come on this journey with me. That is way less intimidating for someone than for you to like then look amazing and be like, this is what I've done. I've lost 50 pounds and now I want you to do it, but you have to do it by yourself. Like I'll help you, but it's so much more fun to be like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. Come along this journey with me. I want to do it together. You know, you saying like, I've been drinking this shake for a week and I have more energy and I have this and I'm down 2 pounds and I can actually put on a pair of jeans that were tight last week. Like sharing those things, that's what people want. And it's more fun for them to be like, yeah, I'll do this with you. So that's why it's better if you're doing the whole journey along the way and it's not like you wasting time. You know, you could waste 2, 3, 4 months you're becoming your best self, which is amazing, but you not sharing it is wasting time. And it's that's so many people that you could help along the way. In 3 or 4 months time, when you're helping yourself, you could be helping so many women doing it with you. So that's something that we talk about on the What is Coaching event. We talk about how we make income, like general commission and how your team grows. We talk about how no one wants to be a salesperson, how we really do train on that. And just the support and, you know, it's not a pyramid scheme, you know, the things that people worry about because they don't know network marketing, we talk about. So twice a month we do these events. Girls love them. They see the community in our team. They see us going live and supporting each other and loving on each other. When we're like, we still do it when we're going live and we're talking in the videos, like, I'm crying half the time because I'm so proud of my team, my girls. I'm like writing in the comments like, oh my gosh, you're the best. And people see that and they like that. They see that there's community and girls don't always have that. There are girls that are like, you know, I just don't have that like group of friends that I just feel like I'm missing from my life. Or they'll say, I don't have a supportive husband, but I really want to get healthy, but he doesn't help me. Or they just lack support. And that's what people lack. It's not, like I was saying before, the product that people can buy whatever they want, but they are having you as their coach help them because they relate to you. So it shows the community. People love it. They love the live and we give prizes out and things like that. So we run those twice a month. So I will be sharing a script. It's super, super short. It's like 2 or 3 sentences. And you take it and you can change it and make it your own if it doesn't sound like you. But for the most part, it's super general. It's what I use for my inviting. And you're going to take those 10 people and use this script to invite them to our event, which is Thursday night. It's pretty cool that we have an event this week, the week of you guys signing up, because we want you guys to start seeing income and growing as fast as possible. And again, these are the people that you would be like, oh my God, would you do me a favor? You could even say, you know, I'm super excited. I just joined this. I have no clue what I'm doing, but my team is running this event. If you went to one, say I went to one before and it got me really excited about coaching, like, would you be open to just learning about it and hearing what it is that I signed up for? I think you'd be awesome at it. If it's one of your friends, like, get a few of your girlfriends and be like, oh my God, guys, we could do this together. We're learning together. You could be like, I just signed up like today, or I just signed up last week, and we can do this together. It would be so much more fun. So you're going to be using a script and inviting them to this event. And it's more so, some people you could say, hey, would you be open to just listening to this, doing me a favor? It's my first event that we're doing. Maybe you want to go live in the event and just say like, hey, I'm brand new. I'm super excited to be here. And you're just sharing something small and you ask that person like, hey, would you be willing to hop on and just like I'm sharing something and I'm nervous about it. Because we want to see you guys see progress faster. Because it is exciting when you make your first sale. I don't care if it's $5. There are people that don't sell that become coaches. Like, majority of us aren't in sales. So I remember, like, my first sale, I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I can like go like buy $20 in groceries. So we're going to be using, that's going to be part of your homework. So I'll go over your homework now. So next call is going to be Wednesday night. It's probably going to be about the same amount of time, 45 minutes. So I want you to just write down your why. It doesn't have to be like super long. If you don't have to make this a long, meaning like, time period, just write some things down that get you really excited about this and share it with your coach, share it within the March group if you feel comfortable. When you put things out into the universe, it's a little bit different. So sharing it with your coach is awesome, but sharing it in the group so that all the other coaches that are new in here can see is something to be said for that, because you guys are all in this together. You have this amazing team that's going to support you and love you every day, but it's pretty cool when you're like, okay, those 3 other girls started the same week that I did, and I know that they're in the same space that I am, and we're learning this together. So write down your why. I want you to share that with your coach or share it within the group if you feel comfortable. If you haven't done any type of coming out post yet, kind of just, again, jot down a few things, where you were before you started Beachbody, where you're at based on the programs, what you used, and what you've gotten out of them, and why you decided to become a coach. Even if you just want to, like, doesn't have to be like paragraph form, even though I am just saying that now verbally, because I don't want you guys to spend like a ton of time on it. Just get some things written down, and send that to your coach as well, because your coach is going to kind of give you tips on how to write it, and just so that it's more like eye appealing on social media. We just have some social media tips that we know just from working the business. And then your list of 10. Screenshot it and send it to your coach, and also all of these things you are welcome to share in the group. Again, putting it out to others, putting it out into the universe is keeps you a little more accountable when you put it out there. So, and if you have more than 10 people that come to mind, that's a bonus. Like, just anything we tell you to do, if you go a little bit higher, it's just going to get you faster progress, seeing things happening sooner. So yeah, so that is it. So next call will be Wednesday. I'm thinking probably, I don't know, we might do 8:30 on Wednesday night. And once you have your screenshot list to go to your coach, as soon as you send it to them, we'll start helping you with the invites. But I will be sharing I will stop screen share right now. I will be sharing the script within the page so that you guys have that. So as soon as you have your list of 10, send it to your coach and you guys can work on the inviting. We have a event page so that you can, that'll be how you invite. So you have a place to like copy and paste a Facebook link, or what you like, you would never just add somebody. So don't do that. So don't like just add people to it without asking first. But once you ask someone, they say, yeah, I'm willing to check it out. We can teach you how to invite. Like you can invite through Messenger, you can invite with a link. So it's pretty simple. And then from that point forward, it's just like me and Allison and other girls on our team taking over and running the event for you. So your job is to invite, and then we take over. If you, like I said, want to do something in the event and like, because you feel like you want to like be a part of it, then absolutely you're welcome to do that. But I know it's scary at the beginning, so you don't have to do anything. You just invite, get your people there, and we will take over. And we all speak from experience. We all have so many different stories. We all have different lives. This has all changed our lives in so many ways. Probably everyone is affected mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. So all of that we talk about all the time. Yeah. And like, they're all just connected. It's crazy. So, yeah, so that's the homework. So if you guys have any questions, I won't unmute everyone because you might have all like crazy things going on at the house. But if you have any questions now, unmute yourself and ask. And oh, Rihanna loved the event. Yeah, that's how she got hooked. I get positive feedback from the event. So just know like what you're inviting people to, if you haven't been to one, is a pretty awesome thing. And it's people appreciate it. They appreciate the community, the support. And I think they get a real feeling of like what the team is all about, which people like. So, yeah. So I mean, I have some other girls that are considering coaching that have coached before, and they're like, I just didn't have like the right support, and they didn't train me, and they just kind of were like, work hard and you'll do okay. And so I'm like, just come to the event and you can see like how our team works, and then see if it feels different for you. So yeah, so